The Vex appeared without warning. Their obsidian ships emerged from the darkness between stars, descending upon the Galactic Alliance worlds like ravenous predators. For 3 standard years, they had ravaged system after system, leaving only ash and silence in their wake. Captain Tom Reed stared at the tactical display aboard the Earth warship Defiance *. The red dots representing Vex vessels outnumbered the Blue Alliance markers 4-1. Another desperate battle, another likely defeat. "We can't keep retreating," Lieutenant Anna said, her voice tight with frustration. "Earth will be next." Reed nodded grimly. "I know." The Alliance Council had tried everything: diplomacy, surrender terms, even offering resource-rich worlds in exchange for peace. The Vex responded only with destruction. Their motives remained a mystery. They seemed to desire only conquest and subjugation. "Captain," called Communications Officer Jackson, "Admiral Blake is requesting an emergency conference with all fleet commanders." Reed entered the secure communications chamber, joining the holographic gathering of the remaining Alliance leadership. Admiral Blake's weathered face appeared at the center, more haggard than ever. "We've intercepted and decoded Vex communications," Blake announced without preamble. "Our linguists and AI systems have finally cracked their language patterns." A murmur rippled through the assembled holograms. First contact with the Vex had occurred 3 years ago, and still no one knew what they wanted. Only that they killed without hesitation or mercy. "What have we learned?" asked General Kodo of the Centauri forces. "They fear us," Blake said simply. "More specifically, they fear humans." The chamber fell silent. "The Vex are a hive mind," Blake continued. "They've conquered 17 galaxies over millennia. They've never encountered a species like humans before, independent thinkers capable of unpredictable strategies and rapid adaptation." Reed leaned forward. "How does this help us?" "Their tactical predictors fatal against human commanders," Blake explained. "Our ships under human command have a 23% higher survival rate than other Alliance vessels. The Vex cannot compute our intuitive leaps, our willingness to sacrifice for strategic advantage, or our capacity to improvise." "So what's the plan?" Reed asked. Blake's hologram gestured, and a tactical display appeared. "Operation Wildcard. We're restructuring the entire Alliance fleet. Every ship will have at least 1 human officer in a command position. And we're implementing a new battle doctrine based on human unpredictability." 3 days later, Captain Reed stood on the bridge of the Defiance *, leading a mixed fleet of 7 vessels toward the Vex staging area in the Procyon system. His palms were sweaty, but his voice remained steady as he issued commands. "All ships, execute formation chaos," Reed ordered. The Alliance vessels broke from conventional defensive patterns, adopting seemingly random positions that nonetheless maintained overlapping fields of fire, a strategy conceived by a human naval historian studying ancient Earth sea battles. The Vex responded predictably, shifting to their standard envelopment pattern. "Now execute Theseus protocol," Reed commanded. Each Alliance ship began transmitting on different frequencies, sending out contradictory orders and false targeting data. Meanwhile, the actual battle commands flowed through a primitive radio system based on 20th century Earth technology, too simple for the Vex's advanced signal interceptors. The enemy formation hesitated, their perfect synchronization faltering. "All ships, attack. Target their command nodes as discussed." The Alliance fleet struck like lightning, focusing fire on the vessels that human analysts had identified as containing the Vex's distributed consciousness nodes. The theory, developed by a human student of insect behavior, suggested that while the Vex were a hive mind, they required central processing nodes to coordinate large-scale operations. 3 Vex ships erupted into flame. The others fell into disarray, their responses delayed by microseconds, an eternity in space combat. "It's working," Anna whispered. Reed nodded, allowing himself a small smile. Commence Phase 2. The battle raged for hours, Alliance ships dancing through space in unpredictable patterns, drawn from everything from bee swarm behaviors to ancient Earth jazz improvisation. The Vex, accustomed to enemies who followed logical battle doctrines, found their predictive algorithms failing catastrophically. When it was over, the Alliance had suffered losses, but the Vex staging area lay in ruins. It marked the first significant victory against the invaders since they had appeared. Reed stood before the Alliance Council 2 weeks later, still bandaged from injuries sustained in the battle. Admiral Blake nodded to him with pride. "The Vex are retreating across all fronts," Blake announced. "Captain Reed's strategy has been implemented fleet-wide, and the results are beyond our expectations." An alien counselor leaned forward. "How can we be sure they won't adapt?" Reed stepped forward, because what they fear about humanity isn't just our unpredictability, it's our diversity. Every human approaches problems differently. There's no single pattern to adapt to. He gestured to the tactical display showing Vex forces in retreat. The Vex conquered through perfect prediction and overwhelming force. It never faced a species with our particular blend of logical analysis and intuitive leaps. Every time they develop a counter to one human strategy, we create 3 more. 6 months later, Reed, now Admiral Reed, stood on the observation deck of the Alliance flagship Unity *, watching as Vex representatives approached for the first formal peace negotiations. The massive war had turned, not through superior technology or numbers, but through the uniquely human ability to think outside established patterns. The Vex had terrorized the galaxy, destroying worlds and civilizations with mechanical efficiency, until they met humans and discovered that not all intelligence follows predictable rules. As the alien delegation docked, Reed smiled. The tide of war had turned, and humanity had proven its worth to the galaxy, not through conquest, but by being exactly what they had always been: wonderfully, chaotically human.